right, hey, happy Friday. Welcome to DevHub HQ from broadcasting live from Seattle, Washington. The weather right now is about 57 degrees and it's 2:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I quickly wanted to hop on this Friday video real quick and explain a little bit about the markets that DevHub serves, because it can be confusing for people, right? Because obviously people want to put it in a box. Typically they'll put it in a box of a CMS or a landing page builder. And it's just a little different because a lot of what we have is built around kind of automation and scale. Like we always tell people, if you're not building 10 plus with us, like there's zero reason to be using our platform. I'm just gonna look off camera. We good? Cool. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to fly through this because it's more just, again, we could have written a blog post about it, and actually we have a couple times, but I just thought maybe it'd be easier to explain by kind of walking through it, right? So I basically put it together as a baseball diamond, right? And we'll start right here at first base, right? So media companies. So about between 2010 and 2015 until today, but really in those years, DevHub was primarily used at that time by media companies. So you can think of media companies like newspaper, radio, TV, yellow page companies that were using DevHub, so licensing the platform, which has a website builder component, and using us to basically build out small business sites one by one by one by one. The benefit of using us is, right, they can strip our name off of it. Our name doesn't exist nowhere. No one knows that the media company didn't build it themselves. And they're able to build a bunch of sites, kind of control everything, security, privacy policy stuff, all that stuff. Except building small business sites one by one is super boring. And so basically what happened was, in those years, and until today obviously, we automated a bunch of the processes, right? So one of the things that we were able to do with the platform is tie into the media company, let's say a CRM platform, whatever they're using to track, who's buying advertising on their local papers or radio or whatever, and basically be able to verticalize that database and then spit out what we would call a spec site. So now a sales rep isn't coming into a law office or a dealership or a dry cleaner or whatever, a plumber, and be like, hey, what do you want us to build you on your website? The conversation switches to, here's the type of website that will generate the most amount of leads for the type of business you're in. And here's exactly what it looks like with their name on it, everything like that. And that started to propel our growth, which got us more starting to talk to kind of agencies, which is second base. And agencies are basically paid search companies, paid social, SEO companies who license the platform to generate typically what we would call high converting landing pages, or for message matching, or for e-commerce product pages, or even for SEO. So basically, part of the DevHub platform allows to plug into an existing CMS or be used as a standalone product to generate a lot of landing pages, whether it's for, like I said, the message matching, so basically paid search agencies can message match their ads that they're taking out on Google to the landing page. And if they're paid social, provide contextually relevant landing pages based on the ads that they're taking out across Instagram and whatnot. And again, you're obviously not building one page because it's contextually relevant, dynamic. You're generating a lot of them, hence you use us. Moving on, third base, Adtech, Martech. Technically two separate ones. So on the Adtech side, almost singularly a use, which is basically DevHub is used to plug into programmatic / display advertising platforms to automatically generate high converting landing pages. So these platforms obviously are buying ads at a fast clip, and sometimes their clients or people who are using them are like, yo, we want to be able to generate landing pages. We're able to take those brand assets, build out a landing page on the fly, and they just keep running, So again, you're not doing that with an off-the-shelf, let's say, landing page builder. Marketing tech companies, which we've covered here before, are basically using us to bolt onto their existing product to accelerate their own product adoption by their customers and increase market penetration. So the example we've given before is like a local marketing company who provides, let's say, listings management, but it doesn't do location pages, or it doesn't do store finders, or doesn't do even franchise type sites. They can white label our platform, bolt right onto their own offering, everything syncs, the data and everything, and they're off to the races. Another one in that same world is, let's just say, an email marketing company who basically obviously can generate the emails. They already have maybe even the brand's header on there. They can automatically plug in to DevHub to generate a corresponding landing page. So when the email is received by the recipient, they can click off, go to a personalized version of a landing page, and do that across a whole email campaign, aka obviously more than one landing page. They would bolt us in. If we can actually even tie that same email campaign, if there's a form fill on that landing page, right back to the CRM. And again, different kind of use case. So it's like, hopefully at this point now you're starting to understand how DevHub kind of lives in that marketing tech and scale and automation. Like, if those things are coming up, how to produce e-commerce pages at scale outside of an existing CMS. We do that stuff all the time. Moving on, large enterprises. So basically, the way we would define a large enterprise is basically anyone who's managing like a lot of something, like a lot of, let's say, a whole. Lately, there seems to be a bunch of private equity firms that own a bunch of brands, let's say in a specific vertical, let's say it's even franchises, and they, to cut cost and or standardize workflows, will bring DevHub in, be like, hey, we have these 20 brands or whatever, bring them all to the DevHub platform. Looks and feels are all different, but also we want you to tie into our co-op this or our CRM custom that. And of course, we can tie that all in right off of the sites into whatever they want in the background, increasing their efficiency and bolting right onto their workflow so they don't skip a beat. Yet all the brand compliance stuff is met, all that stuff, but at that level of scale. Hopefully that one made sense. I'll only know once I watch this backwards. National brands and franchises. So basically, if they're not working with an agency, or a lot of times even if they are, but they want to have the experience still be controlled by them, but still utilize an agency, they'll bring us in and be like, hey, DevHub is the technology platform we want the agency to build on, or DevHub is the platform that we use. And instead of going through an agency to get location pages or a marketing tech company to do that and a bunch of other stuff, basically they use DevHub to control their brand's experience. Location pages, store finder, corporate site, landing pages, e-commerce pages, product catalog pages, regardless if they're in-house or outside agency of record. So we kind of stay neutral. Yeah, that's that. And finally, the last one, left field, which is in a weird way appropriate because we actually don't have any really in that space, won't lie to you. It's kind of the IT professional services space, which we would think of like an Accenture or like a Slalom Consulting. They don't use this today, but they could use this for any of the above stuff in which they're consulting for. So if they're working with a large Martech company, if they're working with a large enterprise, if they're working with a franchise, if they're working with a media company, and they're trying to solve something that has to do with an experience and at scale, or brand compliance at scale, or co-op this, obviously we're that game in town. Provided some links below in the description. And I think that's probably it for this Friday video. I just wanted to hop on here real quick. Again, like I said in the beginning, I probably could have written this up as a blog post, and like I said, we have. But just to explain a little bit of the DevHub difference in terms of generating experiences with data versus being a singular site builder / landing page builder. Yes, you can do that. Yes, we would charge you for that, but that's not what you're using us for. So have a great weekend. If you have any questions, very easy to get a hold of us, devhub.com, and LinkedIn, Twitter, we're on everything. So feel free to reach out. Have a great weekend and see you next week.